This is a HeadGum podcast.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to A Funny Feeling Podcast. I'm Betsy Sidaro.
And I'm Marcy Jarrow. This is a podcast where comedians tell us their paranormal experiences, and we listen to yours as well.
Oh, yeah. And if you have one of these paranormal experiences that you want to share with us, please email it to us at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com.
Now get cozy.
And prepare yourself to be scared silly.
This is a Funny Feeling podcast.
Okay, Marcy.
Okay, Betsy.
Woo! Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I was just recently in Portland.
I love Portland.
It's the best place in the world. It's so fun.
It's like equal amounts rainy and sunny, and it always has green.
Yes.
And it has amazing beer, amazing coffee, amazing wine, amazing food.
Oh, everybody was so nice.
The people are great.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tattoos.
It seemed like
shops.
a lot of people who were there and lived there and worked there were very happy with their lives, which is so nice.
Get that? The biscuit, the chicken and biscuits and gravy.
Pine State?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
They're so good.
So goddamn delicious.
So good.
So good.
We are not sponsored by Portland. Also,
we are not, but
there's no
would...
sales tax up there.
Yeah, even better.
Or property tax, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, it's how they incentivize people coming up there to spend money.
Oh, shit.
They smart.
Buy a house in Oregon. Okay, so we were shopping around, and I found a book
because there was no sales tax
about haunted Oregon, and I randomly opened it up. And guess what chapter I opened it up into?
69.
I always open a book up to 69 to the page just to see. I always read page 69 out of a book, and then I decide, am I going to read the rest of it?
Chapter 69.
Chapter 69.
Longest book.
The very long book.
I didn't guess, so tell me.
The book was called Ghost Hunting Oregon.
Okay.
Written by Donna Stewart.
Can I ask real quick, you were at that famous bookstore?
I was not actually at Powell's.
Okay.
I was at a shop where it's like all Portland stuff, you know?
Gotcha. Sorry. Go back to.
So I opened it up.
Whose book is this again?
Donna Stewart wrote this book.
Okay.
It's called Ghost Hunting Oregon.
Cool.
And so I immediately was like, I gotta look. Open it up. Guess where is haunted in Portland? The Comedy Sports.
I've been there.
You've been to that Comedy Sports?
Yes.
So it's fucking haunted. And I opened up that page and I was like, this is awesome.
I didn't know it was haunted when I went there.
Don't you wish? We'll have to go back.
Yes.
Watch some short form. So.
And tag out. We'll be like, that wasn't me. That was a ghost.
That was a ghost.
That was a ghost.
So just for those who don't know what Comedy Sports is, it's a comedy theater where they do like short form improv in the style of like a sporting event. So there's a referee, there's two teams competing, doing like these little improv games.
The refs wear ref uniforms and stuff. It's really close to like Whose Line Is It Anyway? But
it's
like,
very much like Whose Line Is It Anyway? Yeah. But like the refs can give fouls. Like the one show I've seen, the ref could give you fouls if you went too blue or swore.
Oh,
which I'd be in that penalty box all motherfucking long day.
Our friend and former podcast guest Dave Tooney used to do Comedy Sports, not in Portland, but I could just imagine him doing that so clearly, like just so clearly. Imagine him being like, boop.
Yep. Here's a
too blue.
Yeah, too blue. Okay, and we knew a lot of people who started in because they're all over the United States.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. Big cities, small towns, they're everywhere.
And we're such suckers because they get paid and we're doing it for free.
Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
So this theater in Portland opened in 1993.
Oh,
and it's still going.
An antique.
It's old. That's like a long time for a theater to be open. That's awesome. And it's fucking haunted. Okay. And so this article that I was reading about it was pretty much pulling from the book that I read, because I read the whole chapter real quick. I was just like, I gotta learn everything. But so this is from the book.
Cool.
Which was also in the article that I read on the internet.
Great.
But
they just plagiarized is what you're saying.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Well, they said who wrote it. You know, they said they did what we're doing.
They cited their sources.
So people have seen the specter of a middle-aged woman with red hair and a contagious laugh. She apparently loves to hang out in the costume closet, which is very fun, where numerous people have heard a quiet voice coming from. Isn't that wild?
What does the quiet voice say?
I don't know. They didn't say anything specific.
It says,
but she's like,
where's my wig? Where's my wig?
Oh, I could be a chef. Oh, yeah, I'll be a chef. This is a chef. This same voice has been heard throughout the building. Also, objects have been known to move from one place to another.
Like all their pool noodles that they use for props.
Yes, yeah. All their pool noodles.
Did the ghost messed up my first game tonight? I was killing it. I was being a telephone, then an elephant,
a straw from a drink,
and then the fucking ghost moved my noodle.
A necklace. People have heard knocking on the walls, on doors, and other objects, making people think that it's her wanting them to know, hey, I'm here, I'm around. And she also likes to flip lights on and off and laugh hysterically, which can either be really delightful, I feel, or fucking terrifying.
I mean, it just depends on when it happens.
Yes, that's true.
Like if it's when we're all on stage and someone's doing a killer set.
Great.
But if it's just like you're closing up for the night, all of a sudden you're
dark. That's scary.
Yeah.
She also apparently hangs out in the bathroom because there have been reports of toilets flushing on their own.
Why do ghosts love bathrooms so much? I don't
know. Because of water?
Yeah, because of water. Because they're like, ooh.
Or because it is like, you are so vulnerable right now, I'm going to scare you.
Yeah.
Or they're like, I'm going to scare the shit out of you and make it easier.
You're welcome.
I'm helping you doo-doo.
So in the bathroom. Sorry, I interrupted you.
I guess I would if I could. No, this is too bold. I was going to say, if I could have a ghost scare me every morning before I have an audition or something to just scare the shit out of me.
So you get it done?
So I get it done?
Uh-huh.
I would. Because I can't drink coffee. It destroys me too hard.
Yeah, it makes your adrenaline go up too high.
It hurts me bad.
It hurts me bad. When would I want a ghost to scare me? I guess getting into my car and it be in the back seat.
That's when you want it to scare you? That's when? That's when you want it to scare you?
It's a better story. No, it's not a better story, but it's a good story.
That's a good story.
To be like, I got in the car and then saw someone in the backseat.
Awful.
If you were like, someone scared me and I shit in my toilet, like I sat down on the toilet and then a ghost appeared in my bathroom.
That's not looking for the story.
Honestly, that's really good too. If you said I took my pants down, sat down, and then as I looked up
and in the corner
there was a Medusa-like woman screaming in my mirror
and filled up the toilet. But then I was ready for my day.
Honestly, that's really good too.
Maybe that's it. Instead of squatty potty, you get a ghost to scare you and make you shit better. Keeps me regular. Anyways, enough about that. Okay. Even so, like a lot of people who work there and perform there will get creeped out,
obviously,
but then afterwards be like, oh, it's just a ghost, like trying to have a good time.
It's someone's mom who came to watch a show, had a heart attack on the way home.
Yes, yeah, it's pretty much just like, oh, she seems just.
She's like, I'm such a fan of how do you guys do it? And how do you get up there? Please tell me. You write it.
You wrote it, right? You memorized it. You guys do this.
You guys playing this backstage?
Yep, my parents every time. You wrote it, right? No,
I'm too lazy.
I'm too lazy to do that. And in the book and in this article, like the author, she's very much just like, yeah, why don't more ghosts haunt fun places like this?
That's a smart ghost.
It's pretty smart.
You know, I've often heard. Are you still have more?
No, I'm pretty much done.
Theaters are haunted.
I mean, yeah, we've talked about that. Yeah,
and I've always thought of it because it was like an actor who like missed the stage or blah blah blah. But what if it's just someone who's like, I like watching shows?
Yeah, because like it would be really fun to haunt a theater or a movie theater.
It would be fun to haunt the arc light.
It would be very fun. I would eat popcorn, hot dogs. They got hot dogs. I could totally be Slimer at the arc light.
I'm all for haunting that and a zoo.
Oh, a zoo.
I would get bored, I guess.
Yeah, maybe like a Disneyland would be very fun, but it might drive me crazy.
I'd be like,
whereas I feel
it loses its magic after a while.
Right? Yeah, you gotta save it for every once in a while.
But yeah, I want to haunt the arc light.
Yeah, do it.
What else?
Well, that was it. That's pretty much it.
We gotta go there.
Let's go.
I want to conjure up a spirit there.
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
I bet they'd let us play and then
conjure up a spirit, please?
Can we please? Comedy Sports?
Please.
Come on. But there's more in Portland. That one just stood out to me as a very funny,
That's really cool.
different style.
Good one, Betsy.
Thank you.
How about this?
Why don't you go on over and rate, review, subscribe.
Yes.
Tell some friends about our podcast.
Yeah.
Because I made a New Year's resolution that we can have twice as many people listening.
Yeah.
And tell them what else, Betsy. They can email us.
If you have a paranormal story or kind of a fun, different experience, email us at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com.
Did I give the wrong one earlier?
I don't know.
I might have.
Oh, well, you can find out.
You figure it out.
You can figure it out. And we'll read them. We'll listen to them because they're so good.
Yeah.
Everybody has such cool stories. Even if you're like, I don't know if this is spooky, it's going to be good.
We need it. If
Yeah.
it scared you, it'll scare us.
Yeah, probably.
Hey, Betsy.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you.
Hello, you guys.
Hello, you guys.
I am very excited
I'm
about
so fucking
our next
pumped.
guest. We both like her a whole bunch.
A ton. You kidding? A ton.
She's one of my best friends, one of your best friends.
Yeah.
She's also a co-host with me on another podcast called Dishin.
Check it out, everybody. It's the Kardashians.
Yeah, all things Kardashian. And she has a new weekly Saturday night show at UCB Sunset.
Yes.
10:30 with the Dragons. It's just started.
Oh my God, my angels. My sweet angel friends.
How are you?
I'm so happy to be looking at your guys' faces. It's so truly indulgent. I was telling Tim, it's like, I just get to go, like, what a dream world of, like, I just get to go hang out with, like, literally two of my best friends who I love, and we just get to go have fun and be funny together.
Isn't it awesome?
It's a pretty fun life we get to do right now.
love it.
I get why Marcy has 9 podcasts.
I have
9 podcasts.
and you have
and you have 11.
I have 11.
Yeah.
I got 2, right?
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have 2.
You guest on a lot of podcasts though.
And I guessed on a lot.
Yeah. But I'm
Yes.
very impressed. And I get it.
We're comfy cozy.
We're so comfy,
It's
cozy.
raining outside.
It's lightning out.
It's spooky dooky.
It's really
spooky dooky.
Yeah, the big lightning flash really felt like a spooky
Have
moment.
you guys ever taken a spooky dookie? I have.
I've had some, but I had a bloody dookie recently.
Oh, that's very spooky.
Spooky.
I've had some where it's just so big where you're like, did I just lose some organ?
I thought a spooky dookie would be the opposite, where it just is like, whoosh, and it
That's
glides out.
very spooky. Where you hear a plop, but there's no shit. I've had that happen.
That would be my vote for spooky dookie.
I know exactly what happens when that happens.
The poop just goes
it's
down.
so heavy, it just goes down the tubes.
The minute your butthole opens, it just comes flying.
It just comes shooting out, goes down the tube immediately. Like, I heard a plunk, but I see no dookie.
I did no work in my butt. It just
Does everyone like this caca talk?
I love caca talk.
No, I was going to say this is like a brief tie-in for Kardashian.
Yeah.
But I think one thing that we have not gotten to cover enough on our other podcast is that the Kardashians are all believers of the paranormal.
Oh my God.
Oh,
They-
cool.
We
Yeah.
constantly reference on our podcast
The ghost of Robert Kardashian.
Yeah, do they think that they're being...
always think he's around.
They have a ton of stuff stuff too about like
orbs or
like the certain time on phone.
Yeah,
an
like,
alarm goes off, and like there's a whole thing.
Also, like an earlier episode, Kendall, Kylie, Chloe, and Caitlin go to like find Area 51.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah,
That's fun.
They're like very into it.
Yes.
So
It feels very.
I
If
connect
anybody knows a Kardashian, have them come on this podcast.
guys, if you know one of the, or the Jenners, you just
Marcy
email
and I
us.
go to jail for everything.
No, we won't tell them. I won't tell them I have another podcast about them.
God. If you had a Kardashian on your
About
other
them.
podcast,
I just won't mention it.
That would be wild.
I would just be like creepily looking through those
You
windows.
could be like, oh, this is our secretary, Jessica.
Hi, I'm Tech.
I'm tech.
I'm keeping notes.
I would have to teach you how to tech this.
I can't.
Okay, so we're gonna jump into this.
Okay.
And say, Jess,
Jess.
what, if anything, do you believe about the paranormal?
Yeah.
Great question. So I would say I am not a huge paranormal believer. I think that I love the idea of it, but I
Yes.
think, and I'm sure you guys have discussed this before, it has so much to do with how you were raised, right?
Yes.
There's so much to do with what you're exposed to. And that's what I was saying before. It was a bit on my mind. Like, I never grew up with like anyone that ever really like talked about or cared about anything between like ghosts or aliens or anything like that. And so I think it is something that was not really on my radar even until I was older. Like obviously as a kid, you know, like we're all reading those spooky stories and stuff with the official spooky stories with the drawings.
Awesome drawings.
Scary stories
Scary
to tell
stories
you.
to read in the dark.
Scary stories to tell in the dark.
To
You
tell in
can't
the dark.
read them in the dark.
Read them in the dark.
Yeah. You might be a freak.
Remember the one that's like, wait for Marvin?
How does that
That's
one
the one
go?
about the cats, and a little cat shows up, and the guy's like sleeping in the woods in like an
no.
abandoned house, and he wakes up and he sees a cat staring at him, but he doesn't mind it, and he just goes back to sleep. And when he wakes up again, there's a second cat that's bigger
Nasty.
sitting next to him, and he goes,
Nasty.
Hey, wait, this is gonna get you. Should we do it now? And the little cat
The
goes.
cat says that?
And the little cat goes, no. Let's wait for Marvin.
Fuck this
And then
story.
it keeps happening until bigger and bigger cats come. And then finally he like leaves because he's like, I didn't want to find out who Marvin
Who the
was.
fuck is Marvin?
You guys
Do we
should
know who Marvin was?
like a special series of reading those stories.
Let's
I
do
would
it.
truly
Oh my
die to
God.
rehear them and just like through the lens of being an adult because I remember them being like truly
And like dissect them. And
shattering how scary they
Let's
were.
do
there's
it.
one about a girl who wears
Let's do
a
it.
prom dress she gets at
Yes. Oh my God, I remember it.
a
Oh my
secondhand
God, I
store.
can see the drawing in my head.
And then she dies because there was when she sweats, the poison of the dress kills her.
Oh
There's
my
also one-
God. I would die before I tried it on.
I think there's one about a woman who gets even like spiders in her cheek,
Yes.
right? Like spider eggs in her cheek.
Yes.
Oh, I can
Remember
like
the girl with the green ribbon?
on her neck.
And her head.
There's like some fun limericks
Let's do
about
a
hearses
reading.
and
I think
stuff.
those are iconic, and it would be amazing to talk about like both the art and the story behind that artist, and like not tell you guys how to run your podcast ever.
No, let's
but I
do
think
an
you
episode
are a
with
great
you.
producer.
But I
though.
think they're so special, and like everyone has so many attachments to that
Yes.
specific series.
Yes.
Let's do an
Yes.
episode with you
Yes.
where we do that.
You remember the
Perfect.
book cover with the guy with
Awful.
the weird nose?
Awful.
I
Like
could
smoking
never
a
forget.
pipe or something. Awful looking.
I'm just like really transported right now back to 5th grade.
Me too. I'm having visions of like the sleepover
I
with my
know-
friend Ashley and being like really scared and finishing one and being like, okay, we should go to bed and like reading with a flashlight.
Yes.
Oh my
Like,
God, I'm like sitting in my desk at school reading it. Like I can see what I'm like in the second row, the 4th chair back. Like I can. I'm
and like
there.
the black ring and then the white, like the cover and then the art in the
Yes.
middle. Okay.
Oh
Well,
my gosh. Let's do
let's do
that.
it. Well, so for me, I would say
Summer
like,
party.
All right, goodbye, guys.
bye
This
guys.
has been
See you
Later.
when we see you when we find the book. I would say that like I grew up like I think in that realm,
Yes.
but not really in a belief system sense, you know. And so I think that I'm always someone in that way. Then in the way that like I really always wanted to be okay watching scary movies, and it was really hard for me, and I had to like push myself through. My friend Betsy was very helpful
Me.
in getting me to like
Oh,
get on board. And
You and I did the same thing. We pretended to like scary movies
To
more
be
so,
able to hang
so
out
we
with
would hang
Betsy.
out with Betsy.
I lied.
Oh, really?
Oh
Maybe
yeah,
a
I like
little.
watching a scary
I thought
movie.
you guys. I mean, I knew you would, but
I
we had a
do.
run
Yes.
where once a week,
Yes.
we would order Chi Dynasty and watch I got to show you horror movies, or we got to pick one that I had never seen either.
It was heaven.
It was
like a
so
little
much
film
fun,
school.
and we would just drink wine.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do that.
Okay.
Can we start Halloween now?
Yes.
Hey, I'm ready already.
ready
I'm
already.
so pumped for Halloween.
I thought of a good
Halloween should
Halloween
happen
costume.
in this time of year, right? When
What?
it's like rainy
In
and
LA,
cold.
yeah.
Wait,
Can I
what-
run my costume past you guys?
Please.
For
And you-
this year,
yeah.
for 2019.
It hit me, and I don't know if it would resonate. And your reactions won't hurt my
For
feelings.
2019.
For 2019.
Okay.
I thought it would be funny.
I'm excited.
To be Miss Lippy from Billy Madison.
Yes, it would be so funny. You have to.
Her outfit with like the pasta
Yes.
shell necklace and then have
Yes.
glue on your face.
And they're like pigtails.
Yeah.
You have
Yes.
to. It would
Is it- would it
destroy.
work? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody would love it.
Okay, well, nobody, don't
Don't
let's
steal
all
that.
forget it. And
Don't steal that.
Don't tell any of Jess's friends.
No.
But that's my long answer. I think that I
Because your dad's a scientist,
I was
right?
that is exactly the thought that came to me because I was really,
Really, 'cause
struggling.
I've only seen him in a kilt at your wedding,
yeah, you can
so
do
it's really
both.
kind of hard to imagine.
He's a party scientist,
Not only
dude.
that, that is exactly the thought that came to me, B, where I was like, why would that be so aggressively not my world? And it was like, oh, that is exactly it, because the same way I'm really crazy about like medical proof for things and a big hater on like wellness and like I come, it's because my dad, his PhD is in chemistry, and he was a scientist for his
Yep.
whole working career and worked in like cancer research and then went to the private sector and worked in like pharmaceutical research. And so I think it is exactly that. Where like
Yeah.
I'm so used to just like and they are also so anti-religion and like so anything that is kind of almost ethereal
Spiritual world. Yeah.
is like kind of
So much so that your mom did not tell you were Jewish, right?
yeah. I found out a year ago I'm Jewish.
Oh my
Like
God.
she's not half Jewish.
Full Jewish.
She's Jewish.
And my mom thought it was funny that I was shocked that in my mid 30s I would find out I'm fully Jewish. She thought it was so funny that
That's a pretty funny
the
bit.
next time I came over, she was like, I got you something. And I was this jewelry box and I opened it and it was a big old blinged out Star of David necklace. A big gold, so like big fake diamonds
Will
on
you
it.
throw a bar mitzvah? Be like, guys, I just found out I'm Jewish. We gotta
That
throw a
would be
bar mitzvah.
so funny.
That's
People
like,
would
maybe I
bring
could
you
put that up
money.
at UCB and see if it offends people.
No, because you
You're
are
Jewish.
Jewish. So like,
I bought a Judaism for Dummies book that I found because I
that's
was like,
nice.
I want to know. And I like have, I mean, I got to learn because I definitely know. I mean, my mom's not a practicing Jew, but we're a
Obviously.
Jewish family. And it's,
well, that's the thing is it's not. It is like a maternal thing to be. Like it doesn't matter if you're not practicing.
she was like, I told you that. And I was like,
No,
why would I be surprised?
Now, I have follow-up questions that maybe you can't answer.
Okay.
But something for you to ask your mom.
Okay.
Is like, so she didn't grow up practicing, I assume.
I think she grew up actually like semi-practicing.
Okay.
Like,
because I was like wondering if like maybe it had something to do with like being Jews in America after World War II and kind of wanting to like maybe make that less prominent part of your.
I do think for her that
Yeah.
she grew up in Texas in the South.
Okay.
And you think you're exactly right in that she, I think did not like, she's a huge feminist. And I remember asking her when I was getting married why she took my dad's name. And she was like, well, for me, my last name was really identifiably Jewish. And it was a thing I always, not about pride or not pride in being Jewish, but that it was like, it was a thing people knew about me before I ever had the choice to tell them.
And people can have prejudices.
It was
like
Levy.
that.
Her last name is her maiden name's Levy.
Also, you should have figured it out.
Yes,
You
by
should have.
Levy.
You honestly should have figured it
Well, I
out
always
very
knew-
early.
I always
like when you
knew-
do that family tree thing in like 8th or like 7th grade or second.
Yeah.
I just thought it was her dad because I thought it was her maiden name, so it was her dad's side, and by the rule that's not.
Oh,
and then that
yeah.
was why a year ago I was like, so what was your mom's religion? And she was like, Jewish, and I was like, okay,
All right.
but no, I think you're right in that it was a combination of like difficult family circumstances that she wanted distance from, and
Yeah.
like being in the South, and I think just like literally the very tippy bottom of Texas at the border with Mexico.
Whoa.
And so I think it was just like there was probably a community there, but yeah, I think
Yeah.
it was
It
like
probably wasn't
And she's
comfortable.
so culturally Jewish, and like like can cook all the food and uses all the Yiddish and stuff. But
She's like,
I
your
don't
mom
know.
was like always always making you latkes and kugel, and
Truly,
you were like,
I'm
I'm just a shiksa family, and like
truly, my mom's like main dish that she makes is matzo ball soup for me, and I'm like not. I knew we were. I knew we were adjacent. I knew we were partially. I just did not know we were.
I
want to
say,
Jewish.
Jess, I love you, and I think there's a lot of things you'd be really good at in life, but maybe not a detective.
Very fair. Very fair.
Not a sleuth.
That's
Well,
so
get
funny.
ready for me to open up a whole new part of my personality, which is my Jewish humor.
I think you should. I think you should take it, mostly just because I really love the Jewish faith a lot. I think it's like because I'm Catholic, and I feel like it's similar, like in a lot of ways, to Catholicism in a way that feels cooler.
I have always found it very cool, and so it's. I definitely had a feeling of like hell yeah when I was excited
Jewish,
to find out that I could go brag to all our Jewish comedian friends. Be like, me too.
Hey, me too, guys.
That's not what me too
not
means.
the right-
Actually.
Yeah, wrong, me too.
And it's weird that movement has taken off. That everybody wants to be
No,
Jewish.
me too is not about being also Jewish.
Oh,
Jess.
okay.
It's actually
Well, it seems to have gotten a lot of steam.
I'm
So.
telling you, it's a little bit darker than that.
Well, I mean, it's a tricky history.
So, have you ever been to a psychic or a palm reader or tarot or any of that
I
stuff?
have not been to a psychic. I have been to a tarot. Or I've had tarot, I think, at like events,
Yes.
you know, like at like maybe a wedding or a party or something. And I've had friends read tarot for me, which I have loved. I really love
Did
tarot
it feel
reading.
kind of spot on?
Yes, and that's what I would say is especially in my like late 20s to now. Or that's not true. I went to what was it? Not a psychic at like
A medium?
not a medium. What would it be
like a palm reader? Or tell me what they did.
Okay, it was at House of Intuition in LA, and it was a woman called Naha, and it was like I laid on Naha, and I laid on a table. My friend
You
Kate,
laid on a table. This is already another.
I spread my legs. I got an exam.
She got a little pipe cleaner and scraped my
and
cervix.
she told me I'm fertile. No, it was
a witch doctor.
it was my friend Kate got very into going there, and I feel like she was like not a healer, maybe it was Reiki. I should know, but it was like I laid on a table and she just sort of moved around me and like did a lot of sort of energy stuff, but then also gave me like feedback afterwards.
Yes.
Did she tell you where you were blocked and like she
Yes,
was like,
yes, that
I'm
must have
feeling
been
like
it.
a lot of like stuck energy right here. And
So it must be that because it's also what Yamara, our friend Yamara, has done for me a couple times.
yeah, Yamara has done like cleansings and stuff like that.
Yeah,
where
I don't
she,
know
like,
what
will
that
Yeah,
feel
she
like,
did that for
under.
me. It's great.
It's great, and all of those
and that's
times.
when you shit out that big cube shaped poop.
Yeah, it was awesome. I was blocked, and then I shit out a block, and it was great. I felt so much better.
I've always wanted to psychic gossip with Yamara. Like I've always wanted to be like,
What's
so
she
what did
seeing
you
in
pick
there?
up on someone else?
She's seeing stuff in
yeah.
there too, so I'm like, "What are you seeing in there? What are you
Oh my
seeing?"
God.
Yeah, I guess you're not supposed
Yeah,
to
she
do
said
that.
Mono's room had a ghost in it.
Oh, and she's so casual
Like,
about
oh,
ghosts.
get it out.
And the most casual.
Too casual.
I can't handle it.
We
Who
talked about
cares?
with like she would just come into my house. I saw a ghost on the street. What?
She's always like, "Oh, he's over there. I see him right now."
Oh
Don't
my
care.
God.
She doesn't care. She doesn't care.
She's so cool.
She's so cool.
What I wouldn't
she's
give.
cool.
What
But no, I would say that that's like been a thing for me. I definitely have never done the like requisite like research or double down on it.
Yeah.
But I have always loved like, any of those sort of healings or readings, any tarot, like that is a space like, and we've done some stuff with Trish of like burning our intentions and like that. And I got very into reading my Susan Miller astrology.
I told you about CoStar though, right?
I haven't done it yet.
I'm
I need
into
to do it tonight.
CoStar.
What's co-star?
So Susan Miller is great. She's an old school astrologer who
Who's always
always
having
is
a
like,
me-
I'm late, guys. I can't get Aquarius.
Her
up."
job is to write astrology every week and every month.
Sometimes her daughter will even be like, "Mom's having a real bad day, guys." And I think
Wait,
it's 'cause she has,
on the internet?
Yeah, it's like on Twitter. I think she has
big
health
business.
problems. I think she does have health problems.
She's like a huge name in
and
this
she's
world.
older and
Really
Okay.
popular app, really big deal. Celebrities like.
The only time she tweets, she's like, "I'm really in the weeds, you guys. I don't know if
You
I
would love it. Be
Susan!
every monthly forecast is like literally starts with like, it's like the way like a person would start their like diary, you know, like where no one. It's like, I don't know. Sorry, I haven't been here for a while, and you're like, just
Where's my stuff? Where's my stuff?
Oh,
Like,
that's
you
so funny.
When you read your forecast, you can like literally hear her shuffling paper.
What else? What else?
But she's
God.
good at
She's
it.
good.
But I've been using CoStar, which sometimes you need to know your actual like what time of day you were born, what city you were born, because they're doing your birth chart. And it always just has like more categories, and it talks in a more updated, like you can tell the person who writes it is younger.
not a
It
frantic
says
woman.
you are lucky AF. You're lit.
Well, I was telling my friend, I was like, I feel like this is insulting me, like, and I was like, I kind of like it.
Yes,
baby,
you're gonna have a good day.
Yeah, queen.
Yeah, Quan.
Quan.
Quan. Sorry, I'm screaming
right.
into this microphone.
Yeah, I think I'm that's the space I'm the most receptive and have like truly always and felt that real like, yes, oh my god, that's
Yeah.
crazy. And I've had tarot that has made me cry, you know, where it's just been like
shit.
really spot on about a breakup or a distance or hard, you know, the way that it does, where it taps into like the real thing that you really feel. I'd say probably the most I've had that most with tarot.
I had a tarot reader once tell me that I need to, he's like, what you need to do is you need to focus on writing and stop getting up to eat chocolate. I was like, the fuck you said to me?
What?
Oh my god.
Can
I bring the chocolate to my desk?
I'm just remembering me and
But I
Trish
mean-
went to this place and got readings, didn't we? One day, the place on on Hillhurst.
Maybe.
I thought the three of us went all together. Maybe it was with Anne, and we like got readings at that
Maybe,
place.
yeah.
Right? That's like
That wasn't the time the guy told me to not eat chocolate
okay.
and write.
So I remember we all thought it was like weird.
Were
Yeah.
you sneaking chocolate?
I mean, I hadn't been, but then I was like, well, maybe I should.
Shit, that sounds delicious.
Why have I?
Thank you for reminding me of chocolate.
Yeah.
I've only just been procrastinating.
Yeah.
I should have been eating chocolate this whole time.
Chocolate will make me focus.
Also, I want to be like, God, you know what? Fuck off. Well, just because I
Yes.
walk in fat doesn't mean you get to talk about it.
Well, that's my beef. Is that it's yeah.
I know I walked in here fat.
I had a palm reader. I've said this multiple times on this podcast. Mention my weight 3 times while reading my palm.
Betsy, my doctor recently did the same thing while reading my charts.
Did I tell you about the one doc? Oh, I don't need to tell you about this one. He kept just making fun of my weight.
What kind of doctor?
A general practitioner, and I went back for another checkup months later.
Yeah.
And he was not working because I wanted to. He was nasty, but he was poking my stomach, you know, to see if
They have to thump
if
your
anything's
organs.
wrong.
They poke?
And he was
When you
like,
get
"Oh."
a physical,
He's
you know
like,
how they like push your...
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like
thought it
laying
was
down,
like-
and he was like, "Your abdomen, okay, everything's fine in your abdomen, except you have too much of it." And I was and like grabbed it and jiggled it, and I was like, "No, okay, no." And this is after when he introduced himself to me. He held my hand for way too long. He was nasty, but he's not working there anymore.
gone.
He nasty.
Grabbing
Anyways,
and jiggling.
enough about me and a piece of shit doctor.
God, that's truly upsetting.
Yeah, it was really, it fucked me up. He's nasty.
Let's take a quick break and then come back with Jess, okay?
Yeah.
And we are back.
Yeah,
Why
we're
did I
back.
sit on my cat's head?
He'll let you know.
Oh, yeah.
He'll let you know.
Okay, so Jess,
Yes.
let's get something out of the way. Do you have any personal paranormal experiences?
I would say no.
Great. But you do have some fun, spooky-ish stories for us.
Yes.
I thought so.
Ooh.
Yes, I like. This is why I was sort of thinking to myself, like, I wonder why I haven't had so many, because it feels like a lot of people have in their lives, and
Yeah.
I truly was asking myself, like, why? I wonder why. I just have no connection to it, and that was my thinking about my family. But it did also then make me think about growing up, and I remembered that I grew up within like truly a couple miles of the Winchester Mystery House.
Yes. We love that house.
So that was
Love
why
it.
I was teasing it to you guys before, because I was like, so I grew up, it's in San Jose, and I'm sure you guys, I was curious what you guys had already talked about.
Been there.
I
If
went
you'd been.
there.
And then she
I
covered
thought
it.
I remembered.
Did I cover it? I did.
You covered it on
Oh,
the.
you
But
did.
let's talk about it.
Well, it was so interesting because I wanted to go back and look and see how you guys had covered it, because I was so, it's kind of like the way we're talking about the Scary Stories book, right? Like
Yes.
where that idea of like a story you've had in your head and like, oh yeah, that's the story of that thing, and then to look back as like a grown woman and be like, oh, this is like scary, but also like so sad.
Yes.
And when you
Really
see all of the like
sad.
actual, the way you suddenly see what like is really going on, you know? And it's
Right.
like it's the same in horror movies and stuff, where it's like, oh, the story is like a woman had a miscarriage and went crazy.
Yeah,
you know?
mama.
Yeah,
Very close to mama.
Yeah. But for anyone who's not familiar, or for her, it doesn't know the details, it's this crazy house in San Jose, this like giant mansion.
It's awesome.
And my hometown is Los Gatos, which is this smaller town just like down the road
Cats.
from it. The Cats, which is truly filled with cats. Sorry,
Oh
Betsy.
my God.
Mountain lions. It's named for mountain lions.
I mean, my house is filled with cats.
Yeah, you would do really well in my town.
My attic cats.
You'd be the mayor.
You
There
could be
cats
the
in your
mayor of
attic?
the cats.
Apparently, there are cats in my attic, Betsy.
Oh, they're fun. It's a
Doesn't
teenager.
that sound like an old timey phrase for when a
yeah.
a woman lost it?
Yes.
Well, she's got
Got a
some
lot of
cats in her attic. Oh, okay, we'll drown her.
Real. Wait, is she a witch?
Yeah,
Put her in the crank box.
Put her in the crank box.
We just
drop it
gotta
in the
squish her
ocean.
brain back in her head real
Yeah.
fast.
We'll just pull out that junk.
But like kind of to the point, it's like how you look back and you're like, wait, lobotomies were a thing, you know? Like,
and recent, like
yes, my
within
mom,
the like 60s.
my
or
mom had a
something.
friend who got a lobotomy.
They scrape out the front part of your brain.
Yes, the front
to
cortex.
make you not
the person
to make you a vegetable that can move.
and that all of science and medicine was like, yes,
Yeah,
great
exactly.
idea.
This is what we
Great.
do.
Because it's like, I guess their thinking is that like, well, they're ruined, but it's easier for us to
Yes.
deal with.
Marcy, exactly. This was like the epiphany I had. Was I'm thinking, 'cause my mom had been telling me a story about a friend who got a lobotomy. And I was like,
She's like, she
What a
wasn't fun.
wild sentence that is.
She was no longer fun, Jess.
my
Let me tell
mom,
you.
you should have my mom on, because she has stories of like fully all the things from growing up in like Mad Men times and being a secretary at like into like the 70s and lobotomies being frequent and like, anyways, but it was so weird to revisit, because it's like the Winchester Mystery House is this, it's like a very big landmark in my area.
Yeah.
There's really nothing like it, and it's also next to the movie theaters where
and
I
in
don't know.
Ike's place.
Yeah, and it's changed that area. So you went recently.
Yeah.
And like, what did you think of it when you went?
I had a blast, but it was truly like in an area where it's like, oh, I thought it would be like far
somewhere,
out
yeah.
into the woods
It's
or
next
something.
to literally the mall,
Like
as
a
in like
mall.
the high school mall where we
That's
went. Like
very funny.
where you would just go after school
Yeah.
and like walk around.
I feel I parked in like a Kmart parking lot.
I like when my mystery houses are in a central location, easily
Yeah.
accessible.
it's
There's
truly
a
in the middle.
Chipotle, there's
the
an
fucking-
Ike's sandwich
It's
place.
next to the highway. It's like
That's what I hate about Louisiana. The Myrtles is so out of the way.
this is centrally located, and it was so weird to remember that you go on school trips.
Yes.
And so like I saw it first as like a kid, like a fourth grader.
historical kind of context.
Yes. And it's like, it's so strange, because I was thinking about it and like revisiting it and reading the story
Yeah.
today before coming here, and it was like, what an odd. I mean, it's a landmark. It's a beautiful
Yeah.
building. It's like a cool house, but that it's like built and has this legacy of like full mental illness, you
Yes.
know,
Yeah.
and like a sad death, and like it's so bizarre to imagine the way that like, and it's because you got to take kids to stuff and what's near you and everything.
Yeah.
But that like my first what's like one of the first things I remember taking a school trip to is like walking through and being like, and that idea also, the way that like women's crazy is thrown around like that, because I fully remember them being like, the guide being like, and she was crazy, like to scare us.
Well, give the short synopsis
okay.
for our listeners in case they don't remember the Winchester mystery
you're
house.
right. You're right. So the story is Sarah Winchester was on the East Coast. She was the heir to the Winchester gun
her
company,
husband.
the rifle company.
Yeah.
And so when he died, she inherited like this massive fortune. And correct me because she then was apparently maybe even told by like a medium to move to like she already I think felt like she had bad spirits following her, and so she was told to go to the West Coast. So she bought this massive plot of land which has since been reduced to like I think it was like 160 acres and now it's like 4.
Yeah, now there's a gap taking up part of it.
Yes,
big old gap.
It's literally like in the mall. And she built this. What is this? Is a mansion, which was 7 stories and is 4 now, but it was this sprawling mansion.
Of the earthquake.
Yeah, and she never hired an architect, and so it's I think considered it still holds the record for the longest build of any building at least in California. It was 48 years.
Decades, yes.
Wow.
48 years, and so she would just bring in. It was that thing of like Hearst Castle. It's like. One woman, it was a female architect who designed the whole thing, and it was still like 20 years, but it was her vision, right?
Yes.
And this was just like a bunch, whoever she could hire to work, and the workers like slept there, and like it was this around the clock thing for literally her whole life. But because as the story is sort of told, she was like believed so much in ghosts and had a lot of fixations on the number 13 and like and like spiders and spider webs, and a lot of like she was very scared of ghosts. So she built this house that it basically is like kind of a crazy person's house that has stairs that go to nothing,
like doors that open out
to
the world,
windows on a ceiling,
and it's this, and there's like rooms hiding inside of rooms inside the walls, and it's this like sprawling house. And she lived there alone, and apparently like slept in a different bed every night.
And she did that
40
to
rooms.
confuse the ghost, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
And there's all this stuff with like she's fixated on the number 13, so there's like 13 hooks on the walls of one room and 13 drains, and like, but then there was only one working toilet, and like,
how did she find it when she had diarrhea?
And she had it all the time. Those olden days, that's all you did. Like a solid poop was probably a bad sign.
Because she was always like hiding food throughout the house,
and there's been stories of like they demolished parts of it, and that they would find like another little hidden room with like creepy little Victorian things, like a dress form and a phonograph.
You know what was interesting, and I feel I probably said it when I covered this because I remember doing that. Was the tour guide kept dancing around the idea that she was into spirits.
Really?
And spiritual stuff. Because, like, we went into her seance room.
I didn't even know she had
where
one.
there was a door that then opens in, like, into the kitchen that's below, and you could just walk in and fall into, like, a big mixing bowl. Anyways.
Making people salads.
They made the point to be like, this is the seance room, but we are not certain that she ever had seances in here. And it's like, what? And
right.
We truly don't know how spiritual she was. I will say, though, she would ring the bell or like ding the bell 13 times at midnight and at like 3 a.m. for the witches out. Like all of this stuff.
But we're not
they were
really
trying
sure
to really
what that
be
was
like,
all about.
But we don't think it's because of...
You know where a place who did that? And this is one I should have also come to more prepared to talk about, but I won't open it up. But we recently stayed at the Hotel Coronado in...
I covered that too,
You
and I want to
did?
stay there. And it's about the woman who was supposed to meet a lover.
This, like-
he never showed up, and then
Yes.
she kills herself.
Yes,
and
and
they
it's-
see her like she's like walking in off the beach, and like there's like
They call her, I think it's really
what?
the beautiful stranger.
Yes,
I
the
think
beautiful stranger.
And it was, and so they have a
like in room 237 or whatever it is.
and they had to change the room number, and they made it like a whole thing. But it is also very funny because it's like it's like that thing where they want to have it both ways, where it's like there's a whole portion of the gift shop that's totally, and we stayed there, and it's great. I didn't feel anything spooky.
I want to go. Is it a beautiful hotel
it's
still?
unbelievable.
It
It
looks-
looks stunning, and
I
it's
really
like
wanna go there.
it's truly gorgeous, and it's right on the water, and it's like, and we took like we're big into like historical walking tours and stuff, and so we took the tour of the hotel.
You're like, this is where
with a
Marilyn
bunch of-
Monroe stood.
Yes, and I loved it so much. But they did the same thing where it was like they told the story, and then they were like, "But we are not saying that's the thing." And also, you know, we would never purport to say the building is haunted. Just let you know, though, starting this October, we are doing haunted tours.
That was the same thing. Like, we still have haunted tours, and it's like, just make it be.
it.
Yeah.
Say
That's
it.
why
Like, we don't
people
want
are
to.
there.
We don't want to push business away.
Right. Well, and I think
unless
it's
you
about
like that
they're
sort of
scared that that there is clientele, or I would argue
Religious.
clientele that they don't want it, especially on like what is just a historical tour.
Yeah.
And so I think it's their way out of being like, we didn't talk about like any
That must
demonic
be it.
shit.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So it was.
Oh, yeah.
So that is so interesting because it truly gave me that thing of like, I would love to go back and take a tour, to just see how it connects to my memory, because I remember it being like, especially being like 8, it's like the concept of a crazy woman building a house is like really frightening.
Yeah, it's scary.
And I remember it being like a really confusing, scary tour to be taking, and to be like the idea.
You
and
might as well tell us it's haunted.
it's like,
Yeah.
and I do think that maybe I just cobbled this together in my memory, but I feel like I remember them like connecting it to like a miscarriage or like a loss that sent her into crazy.
See, I
which
think-
they always do.
I thought it was
feel-
like the loss of her husband is what I assumed. But
Oh, yeah.
When I looked it up today, it
Husband
had
and
it-
they had a son, right? Who died or something.
Oh, maybe I should know more. But like,
you
But
probably
she
know.
thought she was
I-
haunted by the ghosts of the people who had been killed by the
killed by
Winchester
gun
rifle.
and had to like build
Yes.
space for them.
It was just like that guilt of
Yeah.
of
It's
what
such
have
a-
we. And really, let me tell you, he fucked us, dude.
Yeah, look what you
I mean,
did.
someone was probably gonna do it, but
Isn't that interesting though? It is the idea of like this woman, if it was that, like, to inherit this like gun fortune,
literal blood money.
And then like to be chased by ghosts her whole life and build this like monument to
Yeah.
like guilt and insanity and fear, and then be
Yes.
like preserved in all memory as that.
Yeah.
Is like, it just is like sort of one of, it's that way that thing works, and especially in your hometown where you're like, oh yeah, the Winchester Mystery House. Oh, and I tell people like,
And
oh,
then
I've
you're
read
like,
it.
oh,
And then it was like
wait.
to revisit it and to think about like what a weird, I mean, it's fascinating, and I obviously wouldn't fault anyone for being interested or that they make it a museum, but that it is this thing of just like a shrine to like the most insane,
Sadness.
sad, horrible parts of like a human
Yeah.
history. But it's fascinating, and I'm so glad stuff like that exists. But it was so weird to just suddenly have this like very clear memory of like walking around, taking photos, talking about, and like, look, this is the crazy staircase. Whoa!
I'll tell you what. You know what I wouldn't like to have? I wouldn't like to have someone talk about my tragedy for 400 years.
Yes, exactly.
I mean,
They'll be like, she was a real loser.
That's what I mean, though, is it's this idea of like, and it tells you there's still, I'm sure I'd be interested to see how they touch upon those subjects now. But even at Coronado, that there's the kind of this like, and he never showed, and she was found dead. And it's like, this sucks. This lady's like,
Yeah, it's
so
a sad story, man.
And there's like, the storytelling aspect of it is fascinating. But it's so weird to suddenly be the age of a lot of those women or older than them.
Yeah.
And to just be like, this lady had a bunch of money and went crazy. And
Yeah.
like, and everybody just kept showing up for work and being like, you want it where? Okay.
all right, sounds good.
They were happy to have the work.
Happy, and that's like happening nonstop all the time. But it was just a very weird thing, and a huge part of growing up that it was like a point of pride that you
Of
would be like,
course.
wow, the Winchester Mystery House, but also that we would like park in the shared parking lot to go see like Romeo and Juliet when it came
Isn't
out in the
that
theater.
so
Like, what a
funny?
weird memory that like I for sure was like walking to my car. I have a clear memory of like, because when Romeo and Juliet, the Leo and
Oh,
Claire Danes
hell,
movie,
the only one I know.
It's still good.
I had like a mental breakdown. I cried so hard. I
You're like,
couldn't.
I just thought maybe it would turn out different.
Like,
I
I
didn't
didn't
know.
would change it a little bit.
You know
I
that
thought
thing where-
maybe he would wake up and she would. I
don't know.
know.
I just was like, the way crying in movies is new. Like, it had only been My Girl and
Oh.
that, because My Girl was the first movie I ever cried in.
Where
and then-
his glasses?
and I-
Where his
classy cats.
I was crying over Romeo and Juliet, and I like did a thing now, and I fully remember walking out crying and being like he's dead, and then there were like people lined up for the next movie, and it was like it was not a spoiler, but it was just like, oh, she's lost her mind in the movie, and walking out to that parking lot, and it's like I think it's different now, and they've renovated it, and that movie theater might be gone, but that was where like our main movie theater was, and so I like have a very clear memory of like going to the car in the shadow of like, 'cause it's so close to it, of like the Winchester Mystery House, and just being like a teenager living life around like a woman who was being chased by ghosts for her whole life.
You know it, and you didn't see it, but a ghost hand moved a curtain aside and looked out and said, "Hi, she gets it. She gets the sadness."
I would
have liked to go to the
Good.
She probably does.
I go to the movies.
Oh, hell yeah, she
If I was
does.
a ghost, I'd be popping over to the movie
She's floating
theater.
across the parking
In a
lot,
heartbeat.
watching hot ass Leo, being
Yeah.
like, "Oh, they show so much skin
movie
now."
You know
theater.
who I was
David
really,
Buster's.
I was really into John Leguizamo as a teen.
I get it.
I was so like
laughed.
I went to that movie because I was like, John Leguizamo's going to be in it. I had like from like 8th grade on, like
He had a real run.
I was like, so
incredible.
The Pest. I watched The Pest 100 times.
I want to
So
watch
he's
Romeo and
so
Juliet
hot.
again.
God.
I've been in the mood to watch it. But anyways, that was my memory lane, and I
Yes.
knew you guys. I was like, I'm sure they've covered it, and I thought I remembered you going,
Yes.
but it was very
I
weird.
went. It was fun.
You said you had like a Manson-esque brush or
so
what?
this is not
Crush.
paranormal, I would say, but it was
This is not very normal.
not paranormal.
Oh, paranormal. I was like,
So in the same vein of like pushing yourself to get into things that are not your cup of tea as much, like horror movies,
Yes.
around that same time that we started watching horror movies, that was like my first dance with true crime, and because it was like before it was anywhere where it is now.
I gotta say, I was watching Unsolved Mystery with my dad.
oh, hell yeah, me too.
I love
dude.
little tiny girl.
I
That
love
shit was
Unsolved Mysteries.
fucking me up since I was 4.
Robert Stack, you dastardly.
I remember there being an episode about like a truck driver who would get in accidents on purpose and then sue the people and like get money from them.
They're like,
and
you
that
can't,
scared
dude. You killed him.
me
You ran them
so
over.
bad.
I just got really scared thinking about that show, and Robert Stack in his like trench coat in like the most scarily lit.
Sexy, man.
Oh, I want to watch that. So
Okay.
but I never really read true crime, I guess was what I should say.
Yes.
So I decided to read Helter Skelter.
I feel like I remember it.
I think I've told you this.
reading
I started
this.
to read Helter Skelter, which for anyone who doesn't know is like the definitive, it's sort of a
It's
definitive true crime book, but
so good.
it's amazing. It's written by Vincent, I think Bugliosi is how you say it. He was the prosecutor in the Manson case in the trial here in LA. And so it's considered like the definitive, and it's the story
It's
as
incredible.
he understands it of the whole, the soup to nuts of the Manson trial, or the Manson story, all of it, about the murders
Yes.
themselves and the trial and everything. And so it's massive, and it's a big book, and it's amazing. And for anyone who hasn't read it, I like push it on
It's
everybody.
Unbelievable. It's
He's
so
he's so
good.
smart, and it's great, and it goes into it, but it was a big deal for me because I'd never read a book like that.
Yeah.
And for anyone who hasn't seen it, it's like a big thick book, and it's bright red.
Yes.
And it says Helter Skelter in like scary ass fucking giant font on the front. And so I was reading it, loving it, scared to death. It's also, I didn't realize so much of it takes place in
Happens
Los Feliz,
right in our
which
neighborhood.
my
is
God.
where we live.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that. So it genuinely was like scaring me to death every time. I could not read it when I was home alone. Like,
This is just a little aside that this used to be like a such a calm, close knit community that they said like people in Los Feliz like didn't lock their doors.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that abnormal to like wake up and have someone sit on your couch, because it was kind of like a known thing that if a door is unlocked, you could just let yourself in.
fuck
And
that.
then like after the Manson murders, like Los Feliz changed, and that's when you started seeing all these gates.
I feel
come
all
up.
of LA did.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
it just like because it hit this community so
'cause
hard.
the second big murder was here, the La
Yeah, the
Bianca,
La Bianca.
piece. It's right around the corner. And so the book was already like really chilling me and scaring me kind of to death, but it was like, it's amazing. It's such a good book. And so as I was about like halfway through, I went on a trip. My family planned a trip to the UK. because my sister lives abroad, and so we planned this trip to is randomly kind of the Isle of Wight, which is this island south of London that my dad always really wanted to go to because he's Scottish.
Yeah.
And it's this like vacation island that they have a music festival and all this stuff, which
Fun.
we weren't there for that, but it's just like really cute little.
I wish you and your family went to.
Yeah, we raged.
Big old.
So it's like a little cottages and stuff, and it's just like a little
Ooh.
English like seaside town. It's truly stunning. And it was me and my parents flew over from California, and then we met my sister and my niece in London, and then drove out to the Isle of Wight. And I was reading the book, read it the whole trip. And then on the flight back, and it's like nonstop from Heathrow to LAX,
Which is like an 11-hour flight.
such a long flight,
something
such a
like
long
that.
flight. And the way it's like set up that it's one of those, it's a big plane, so it's the like 2 seats, 5 seats, 2 seats.
Yes.
And I lucked out and I got the 2-seat side. Woo! And I'm not
Ooh,
the win-
hell yeah.
I'm aisle. And this woman comes and sits down on the window side. Like woman in her like 40s, and I'm also like somebody who does not like to talk to people on planes. I have like an anxiety about it, so I always am like have headphones on as soon as I can. And I also like have a book or a magazine, and just like I'm perfectly nice and smile and say hello, but then try to send all the visual cues of like,
Yes.
I'm not talking. But I remember I was like, oh, I want to read my book, but like I felt kind of anxious about like, cause it's just me and this woman so close to each other. And I like kind of was trying to hide the cover.
Yeah.
But the thing about the book is that the middle section is like one of those books that's all photos, you know, like the hard kind of black and white photos and
Yes.
stuff. So I'm just like reading, and the woman and I had like a pleasant exchange, and then she was doing her own thing and I'm reading, and then maybe like truly like an hour, maybe longer, like a while into the flight, I feel this like weird shift. And she kind of turns to me and she's like, excuse me. And she's kind of like nervous, and I'm like, what? And I like take my good headphones on.
Oh no.
And I was like, what is it? And she's like, she was so nervous, and she was like, can I ask you something? Are you reading Helter Skelter? And I got really embarrassed because I just was like, at the time, I can't articulate how even the difference of like 6 years is a lot in terms of reading true crime. Like I just felt like it looked like a fucking crazy like red blood book. And I was like,
Excuse me, are you reading Red Blood Book?
and I got like kind of,
Excuse me, are you Satanist?
and
Are
there's
you
like,
going to kill us all in this
and
plane?
the pictures that are moving around are pictures of crime scenes
Yeah,
and bodies and
it's
shit. And
insane.
they're like truly horrifying photos. And I got this flush of her being like, I don't know, is this like gonna
She's like,
gross her
that was my
out?
mom.
So she goes, is that Helter Skelter? And I was like, yeah, it is. And she's like, that's the book about the Manson murders. And I was like, yes.
It's awesome.
And I like kind of just like didn't know what to say. And she was like, are there photos in there of the people who did it? And I was like, yeah, I mean like mugshots. And she's like, are there like of them doing it? And I was like, well, I mean, no, I mean, not of doing it, but not of doing it, but of them like throughout the trials and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, there's lots. And she was like, okay. What? And I was like, what is going on? And she was like, so I work for the Women's Correctional Institute out in Chino. And I've worked with one of the women who was found guilty for like 15 years. And
I got fucking chills.
And I've never read the book. And I was like, and I was like, who? Which one? And she's like, Leslie Van Houten. And I'm like, what? I just gave myself chills.
Isn't that they called her another name though?
Or she might have been Squeaky. No,
Squeaky.
No, that's Squeaky Fromm.
That's
Okay.
Squeaky Fromm.
Yeah, you're right.
I forget her nickname, but she was the one who she was like a major part of the La Bianca
Was
murder
she
night.
was she the driver?
Yes.
Who like didn't?
Yes,
who,
that's
like,
what it was.
Had moments where she's like, I don't want to do this, but was forced to drive, and I think was forced to like stab at some point.
Yes.
Something like,
so that she could be a part of the murder.
Sorry,
Yeah.
keep
But
going.
was a part of the murders and has been in jail since. And I was like, what? And she was like,
fuck?
yeah. And she's like an incredible person. And I really love her. And I've worked with her for almost like, it truly was like 15 years. And she's like, she started, I think it was like a women's reading and education program. She's a mentor. She's like gotten degrees, and she's like this amazing woman. And I really love her and I know what she did.
Don't read it.
And she's like, but I've never looked at any photos and I've never read the details. And I literally, and I was like, that's unbelievable. And I sit there and she's like, we have this big pause and I was like, do you want to?
do you want to see? Do you want to see what she did?
I felt crazy because I was like, I'm supposed to offer
all of the time and moments for that shit to happen.
Yeah.
And she was like, it was like the craziest moment I have ever had with a stranger. And I was like, do you want to look? And she was like, and I like have it. It's literally like my hands are right next to her and I'm holding this massive book and I like kind of like gestured it to her and it was crazy. She looked at it and she was like, it kind of like lit up and then was like, and like started to reach for it and then was like, no, thank you, never mind. And turned and like put her headphones on and we did not talk the rest of the flight.
You're like, score.
Did you say like goodbye? Like
at the end of the flight, we had like a perfect, but we we never talked again the whole flight. She literally was like, no thanks, never mind, and then just like turned away from me and was like, did not talk to me the rest of the flight. Like it was like,
she was like, I gotta still like my friend.
It was, and I like looked
wild.
It was surreal.
That is crazy.
And that it was like, I've never felt such like an ability to affect a person in that way of just like, this will change everything about how you feel about somebody you like have worked with and known and like probably especially because she's one who there's been so much like she's been given parole then it's been denied and like it's been a huge like a cause. It's a really big cause and she's kind of considered the most like exemplary
of like who should be
of all the
paroled
ones
of all of them.
that are, I mean, you know, some have died, including Manson and stuff. So anyways, it was so wild. Crazy.
That is blowing my fucking mind.
What if she had looked and I had to watch her look at
what
that
if
for
she
the first time?
barfed all over you after she was just like, oh, there she
So that's my weird Manson story.
Whoa.
But I was like,
crazy.
can you imagine?
That's incredible.
just
Sorry, I came with a lot to gather.
No,
about.
that was
awesome.
great. Do you have time to listen to a ghost
Yes,
story?
I got nowhere to go as long as you guys don't.
I'm gonna pull it up.
Hi, so I've been binge listening to the podcast and I am obsessed and I'm finally caught up. So I figured I'd send you guys my spooky story. This happened a couple years ago during my last spring break of college. And my girlfriend at the time and I had decided to go camping on the beach in a place called Anastasia Island, which is in St. Augustine, Florida, a notably haunted place. And the first night that we were there, we decided we would go out to the pier by the beach really late at night and stay there and watch the sunrise. And we were there for a little while and our phones had died and I had to pee really bad. And the bathroom that was by the beach was closed and the only bathroom that was nearby was about a half mile away near where the campsite was, and I really didn't want to go there by myself at like 4 o'clock in the morning, so I like begged her to go with me and she finally agreed. And we were walking back and we had accidentally taken a wrong turn into where the RVs were parked, and there were like all these people out there, and we figured they were from like this show that was happening at the amphitheater that night that was for the band Alabama. And we're like, oh, people are just like getting crazy and like hanging out, but they were like really quiet and they were just like milling about the RV park area, and we were like, oh, we're like disturbing them, we should go around and go the other way to get back to the campsite. And so we did, and we went there and we got there without any encounters, and when we came back we didn't see anyone until we got to the beach, and we were like approaching the pier again, and we saw like this group of people coming up off of the beach, and I was like, ooh, that's really weird. It's like 4 a.m. I mean, we're here, but it's 4 a.m. And so I like shined my flashlight on them, because we just had little flashlights since our phones died. And when I did, like I saw them, and it was a family, And it was a mom who was like a little bit shorter and a little bit chubbier, and she had like a one-piece pink floral swimsuit on. And then a dad who was tall and thin, and he had like a snorkel, and then a little kid, and then a slightly older like daughter. And they were all coming off the beach, and when I shined my flashlight on them, they evaporated from the bottom up. And after that happened, I looked to my girlfriend and I said, do you know what that was? And she said, what? And I said, ghosts. And she was like, oh man, I didn't even think of that. And when we got back to the pier, we were talking about it. And we were talking about it in this like weird way where we weren't like giving each other details. We were like asking the other person to fill in details so that we knew that we had seen the same thing. So I would say like, how many people were there? And she would say 4. And in my head, I'd be like, oh, I saw 4. And then she would be like, what was the mom wearing? And I would say like a pink floral swimsuit. And she would be like, oh, I saw the same thing. And then even after, when we were telling people this story, we would like reveal another detail while we were telling it. And the other person would be like, oh, I just got chills. Like we never talked about that part, but I totally saw the same thing. Like the bit about them evaporating from the bottom up. We were telling my friend about it, and we hadn't really talked about that part before. But anyway, we were talking about it on the pier, and then I guess we just like settled down and we were just like thinking about why we maybe saw ghosts, and we're like, well, our phones died, so like maybe we were more like receptive to them, and like maybe it's like a parallel dimension, because I don't think any families before have like died on Anastasia Island. But then as we were talking about it, she like looks over and she's like, there's 2 on the beach, and they're like making hand signals at me and like waving at me. And I was like, I'm not gonna look at that. And I kept just like looking at the sky. It was like a safe place to look. And I kept seeing this thing that kept getting really close and then really, really far away, and really close and far away. And I like realized it was a kite, and I like followed the string of it down, and it was attached to like this child that was on the beach, and he like wasn't waving at her, he was like messing with the kite. So I don't think they were like aware of us there. I think it was like an alternate dimension, as weird as that sounds, because I don't think like any families have died there, but that's just my personal theory. And when it was happening, like there was this lighthouse that's like a haunted lighthouse on the beach, that as the light kept going around, they would like disappear in the light and reappear when it got dark, and that was really scary. And yeah, and then the next night I was like, maybe we should go back and see if there's ghosts again. And then when it like actually became night, I was like, no, we should stay in the tent all night. Anyway, thanks for listening. Bye.
Christ.
My cat's attacking this
What
thing.
the fuck was that?
That really fucked me
That
up.
fucked me up
That
too.
really fucked me
That
up.
lighthouse thing needs to be in a movie.
Yes.
I copyright it.
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit.
First of all, I know you guys do this more often. I don't hear that, but like, great storytelling.
Really good storytelling.
Sexy voice. Wow, what a story.
Jesus
I thought you were
Christ.
very pretty.
I'm
good.
just
Like
saying.
the idea of seeing pretty much like, you know that part in the Haunted Mansion where there's a party happening,
Yes.
the ride?
Yes.
Like seeing almost that, like
the
a whole
description-
beach party.
But
or
the
like,
detail of them, like, not that they were just quietly all moving around, is
just-
so
you know what?
scary.
it feels like an alternate dimension or something, right? Or
It's-
like
yeah,
a
it definitely
time
it seems like
thing.
residual, just like you know, like that thing of like an imprint on time, that it's just like stuck there, and that it's
My
and that
God.
like we've always heard that like water really does conduct a lot of like weird
water's
stuff.
a big old thing.
It is water. You heard it here
Hey,
first.
water's a big old thing. I mean,
It's
that's how
big.
civilization started, by a bunch of water, dude.
I really, if it was me, I would want to go. I mean, I guess that's like how a little movie works or a TV show. I would want to know, like, if those are, like, do
Yeah.
you guys think,
I
like,
would
here's
do-
a question for you, my more ghosty head friend.
Yes.
Can they be ghosts that weren't dead people? Like,
Yeah.
because I was gonna say to go look up and
Could
see
it be
if
an
there were like,
apparition of something that's not dead?
yeah, like can those? Because I would think like, oh, I would go look up and see if a family had died, right?
Yeah.
I would too.
I've heard of like a few.
I would too. And then you'd go be on that microscope.
Yes, have the
thingy,
microfiche.
And you'd
We'll
be doing it, and then
find-
the picture
zoom
would
in on her
pop up
story.
But
of them.
Brittany said in the story that no one had died on that beach that she knew of.
yeah, I guess she did do some research.
But I will say that like I've watched a million ghost shows, and
Hell yes.
people have been haunted by people who are alive.
Really?
Oh, this is news.
Especially like when it comes to like a murder or something of that, like that, like they'll be like, oh, we've seen, like we'll hear the murder happening, but like the murderer is alive, he's in prison, you know, that kind of stuff.
Wait, what? Tell me again.
That they'll hear, like they'll be in a place where they know like a tragic incident happened, like a murder happened, and they'll be like, we see like a man hitting a woman, and then but they're like, but the guy's still alive, he's in prison for
So,
killing
like,
his
the
wife.
energy is still there.
Yes, because it's like, and maybe that was like, maybe the energy is still there on the beach because it was a good memory.
Yeah.
Like it was like a very happy time for the family.
Yeah.
So like that's why it was there, because it doesn't have to be negative. It can just be like.
Do you think all
something
those
impactful.
people hanging out at the RV were really there or not?
I think they're at big Alabama heads.
Yeah.
I
They
do.
love
I
the
like
country.
that.
They love
It's so
country music.
funny. Do you guys have this? It's probably my like less informed brain. Every time I hear that, I see Victorian. Like I see Victorian family.
Ghost.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
when she described it and what I'm seeing.
But she said the swimsuit was pink
floral.
floral.
I know, but I had to like adjust it in my brain.
Yeah.
That my
Yeah.
brain defaults to like
Oh, yeah.
Victorian ghosts.
the
Yeah.
ghost I saw in my room was like from the 70s.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
He was
it.
a
Doing
70s
this
ghost.
Staying alive dance.
Yeah, he was like, he was like, you know, got
But
any BG
I-
albums.
I always jump to
It's just what my brain
like
wants.
Victorian turn of the century.
Yes.
It's like it's gotta
Yeah.
be old.
Yes, especially I think I'm imagining like Atlantic City Beach. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like
Dude, what if you saw a ghost wearing a Nirvana shirt, though?
I'd be like, hell yeah, dude, let's go skateboard.
All right, dude. Jess, this has been so much
Jess,
fun.
thank you
Thank
so
you guys for having
much.
me. What a true joy.
Tell all of our friends where they can find you.
Yeah.
Well, you can find me over at that UCB, like Marcy said, and then you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at JJJLA. Is where to find me.
J's.
Yeah,
Hell yeah. Triple J.
And
Thanks,
I'll
guys.
plug it if she won't. You can listen to us
Oh,
our
God.
podcast.
Oh my God.
Listen
Plug
to
it.
Kardashian it. All things Kardashian.
Yeah.
Do it. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you,
Thank you
Jess.
so much.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for listening to A Funny Feeling.
If you have a paranormal experience that you would like to share, please send us a voice memo, or you can email us just a letter at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com. I'm Marcy.
I'm Betsy, and don't shit your pants.
That was a HeadGum podcast.